Welcome back to Nation of Glory, the home where wrestling legends, untold stories, and emotional journeys come alive. Today, we're diving into a story that's filled with legacy, family, respect, and history. A story that brings us right to the heart of the McMahon family, the family that shaped WWE into the global powerhouse it is today. And this story is not about titles, rivalries, or championship belts. It's about family, legacy, and a Hall of Fame induction that could bring back some of the most important McMahon family members in wrestling history. Yes, we're talking about Stephanie McMahon's Hall of Fame induction that is expected to happen next year, and three McMahon family members who are very likely to return for this emotional and historic night. For decades, the McMahon name has been synonymous with professional wrestling. From the early days, when Vince McMahon transformed WWE into a global phenomenon, to the unforgettable storylines, the battles behind the scenes, and the unforgettable superstars who were launched into immortality, the McMahon family has been at the center of it all. And Stephanie McMahon, the daughter of Vince and Linda, has been one of the most influential figures in modern wrestling history. Not just because of her on-screen authority roles, her storylines, and her rivalries with WWE legends, but also because of her work behind the scenes, building the company and leading it into new eras. But what makes this story so powerful is not just Stephanie's legacy, it's what her induction will symbolize. It will be a celebration of her contributions, yes, but also a moment of reunion for a family that has been through highs and lows, public battles and private struggles, and moments where the WWE Universe thought the McMahons might never appear together again on the same stage. Yet, next year could be the moment where the wrestling world sees the McMahon family share that stage once more. Let's talk about the three McMahon family members who are most likely to return for Stephanie McMahon's Hall of Fame induction. And let me tell you, each name carries weight, history, and emotion. The first name is, of course, Vince McMahon himself. No matter how much controversy has surrounded him in recent years, no matter how complicated his story has become, Vince McMahon is still the man who built WWE. He is the reason the wrestling industry became what it is today. He's the father who gave Stephanie her first opportunities, who trusted her with major storylines, who stood across the ring from her in unforgettable rivalries, and who passed on the family's legacy. For Vince, standing at his daughter's Hall of Fame induction would not just be about celebrating her career, it would be about pride as a father, seeing his daughter honored for the decades of work she put in to continue his vision. Vince McMahon's return, even for one night, would electrify the audience because love him or hate him, his presence changes everything. And for Stephanie, there could be no greater honor than to have her father there when she receives one of the biggest recognitions in wrestling. The second name is Shane McMahon. Shane has always been the daredevil of the McMahon family, the one who threw himself off cages, jumped from scaffolds, and risked his body in ways no one ever expected from the boss's son. Shane and Stephanie have shared both rivalries and alliances on screen, and behind the scenes, they've always represented different sides of the same family legacy. In recent years, Shane's relationship with WWE has had its ups and downs, but his bond with Stephanie remains strong. If there's one night where Shane McMahon has every reason to return, it's for his sister's Hall of Fame induction. Imagine the emotion of Shane standing on that stage, honoring his sister, reflecting on their journey together, and showing the world that family is always stronger than any business disagreements. Shane's return would not just be about nostalgia, it would be about unity, about family bonds, and about reminding fans why the McMahons have always been the heart of WWE. And then, there's the third name, Linda McMahon. Often seen as the quiet strength of the family, Linda may not have been the loudest presence on WWE television, but she has been one of the most important pillars of the company. As the former CEO of WWE, she helped grow the business, manage the empire, and keep the family grounded through decades of change and chaos. For Stephanie, her mother has been an inspiration, a role model, and a guiding force in both business and life. Linda McMahon returning for her daughter's Hall of Fame induction would bring a sense of completeness to the night. It would be a powerful reminder that behind the wild storylines and the intense rivalries, there was always a family holding everything together. Linda's presence would add elegance, dignity, and an emotional layer that fans would never forget. Now, think about this for a moment. Picture the stage. Stephanie McMahon, standing tall as she receives her Hall of Fame honor. The fans cheering, the superstars applauding, the video package highlighting her legendary moments on screen, from her days in the Attitude Era, to her rivalries with legends like Trish Stratus, to her unforgettable role as the billion-dollar princess and later as the authority figure who shaped an entire generation of WWE. And then, on that stage, Vince, Shane, and Linda, her family standing there with her. A true McMahon family reunion in front of the entire wrestling world. That moment alone would be history. It would be emotional. It would be unforgettable. But this is more than just about who shows up. It's about what it means for the WWE Universe. Fans have grown up with the McMahons. They've watched Vince as the evil boss, Shane as the fearless daredevil, Stephanie as the cunning authority figure, and Linda as the heart of the family. Fans have cheered them, booed them, loved them, and hated them. But deep down, everyone knows that without the McMahons, there would be no WWE as we know it today. Stephanie's induction would be a celebration of not just her legacy, but of the family's entire contribution to the business. And those three returns, Vince, Shane, and Linda, would turn that celebration into a once-in-a-lifetime night. And let's not forget, this induction would also be emotional for the fans because Stephanie has always had a unique connection with the WWE Universe. Unlike her father, who was often the villain, or her brother, who was often the daredevil, Stephanie combined both sides. She could be the villain who made you angry, but she could also be the strong leader who inspired respect. She has always been a figure who carried herself with pride, who represented the strength of women in wrestling, and who showed that family legacy doesn't just mean following in footsteps, it means carving your own path. And when she takes her place in the Hall of Fame, it won't just be about her, it will be about everything the McMahon family has meant to wrestling. The Hall of Fame is always emotional. It's about respect, history, and legacy. But Stephanie's night will be something even bigger. It will be about family, reunion, and the kind of story that wrestling fans dream of seeing. And when Vince, Shane, and Linda step back into the spotlight, it won't just be about honoring Stephanie, it will be about reminding the world that the McMahon family, for all its drama, disagreements, and controversies, is still one of the most important families in entertainment history. So as we look ahead to next year, fans can't help but feel the excitement. Will Vince return for this night? Will Shane step back into the fold? Will Linda stand proudly beside her daughter? The chances are strong. And if it happens, it will be one of the most emotional and unforgettable nights in WWE history. This is the kind of moment that brings generations together, the old fans who grew up in the Attitude Era, the younger fans who know Stephanie as an authority figure, and even new fans, discovering her legacy for the first time. It's a story that goes beyond wrestling, it's about family, love, and the power of coming together when it matters most. And that, my friends, is why Stephanie McMahon's Hall of Fame induction next year is shaping up to be more than just another ceremony. It could be the night that brings back Vince, Shane, and Linda, the night the McMahon family stands together one more time in front of the entire world to celebrate a daughter, a sister, a mother, a leader, and a legend. Thank you for watching Nation of Glory, where we bring you the stories that matter, the stories that touch hearts, and the stories that remind us why we love this business. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss another emotional journey into the world of wrestling and beyond.